Andersen.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Andersen, catching back up on the CLK55 progress. We got some good things that just arrived. Some more things on the way to update you guys with later, but I want to show you the things that got here first. All right, so I popped them over here for safekeeping for the time being. So they're not going to go in for a little while, and once they do, we'll make a dedicated video. But we got the ECU and the TCM back from Josh. Lightning fast as always. Josh was trolling a bit and wrote Super Deluxe Ultra Mega Super Deluxe Ultra Mega, insert eye roll. I don't know, funny stuff, but yeah, he was basically just making some fun, some you know, humor, if you guys get the gist. But yeah, I'm super excited to try them out. Obviously we got some stuff to do before I can pop those in though. So one of the things is the wiring mess, which I'll show you guys now. Also guys, I love this car cover. I'm getting them for all the cars. Look at how just bad all the pollen and the pine needles are. I was literally already shaking this thing off, but it's nasty. It's cool. Just keeping it off the car. So alright, well here she is from safekeeping. A couple things on the list. Number one, want to finish up is the wiring debacle we got over here. Now, from reading the ECU, Josh told me that they pretty much wired everything correctly as far as like terminals and spots and all that stuff, so we should be good. But as far as doing it cleanly, yeah, they kind of dropped the ball on that part. So I already cleaned up this side of the harness, as you guys saw in one of the previous update videos, but I'm gonna clean up the rest of this. That's gonna be one of the missions that I'm on. You guys know I'm in the middle of doing all this setup. Surge tank gaskets. I tried to strip the surge tanks of the blue color, but my aircraft stripper wasn't working on it for some reason. So I don't know if it's powder coated or something, but I might just leave them as is for the time being. It doesn't bother me that much, but I would like to have them back to silver eventually. Another thing I wanted to do right now is pop off at least one of the spark plugs and just see what kind of shape they're in and see what plugs are in it, because that would be a good thing to know as well. And then other things we need to do, need to build a battery tray, need to go through the fuel pumps and the senders. So quite a laundry list still left to do before we can pop the computers back in, but we'll whittle away at it. Alright guys, so I'm going to attack this pretty simply, to be honest. Got basic tools, wire stripper, little cutters. I'm going to be using some the little solder heat shrinks because don't feel like plugging in my soldering iron and bringing it all the way out here, and then just some heat shrink I'll wrap around, and I will try to do this as clean as possible using the old lighter method. And the basic goal is mostly to shrink this harness up, and at the same time I'm doing that, I'm going to try to make sure all of these wires are actually on top of the rest of these, but any wires that are like intertwined, I'm going to try to make them separate so it's easy to tape everything individually. Yeah, I'm just going to mostly want to get rid of all these extra, like some of these have like 2 or 3 connections versus really only need 1. So I'm going to try to do this properly and get rid of all this unnecessary madness, because really this plug only needs to make it to about there, does not need all this extra stuff. So little by little, one wire at a time basically. this camera is dying, but I made a crap ton of progress on that plug. It's all one unit now, and it's actually sorted. There's a lot more to go that I'm going to clean up, but really happy with that for now at least. My back hurts, but it was worth it. Alright guys, well, we're back on the CLK. To be honest, I don't even know where we left off on the last part of this video because I've been plugging away at so many other things with the other cars, and made the pick and pull run today for the C32 parts randomly. But where I left off, I don't think I filmed this, but I've figured out a solution for the PCV system. I'll try to show you guys in here. Basically, you can see right down there that silicone hose is attaching to the bottom of the throttle body. So I just connected it straight to there and ran it right out by the IAT sensor, and it's gonna live right there. I'm going to use the line here, plug it in on both sides, and I think we'll see if it fits in here. No, it does not. Okay, never mind. Well, I'll route it somewhere around here, and just kind of keep it out of the way, but still plug it in to the two spots. I actually have some skinnier line, the fuel line. Maybe I should use that instead, because I think that will fit through these. So I thought it would be kind of cool. Slip it through these spots and then plug straight into the PCV ports right there and there. And I also have a catch can sitting over at my parents' place that we were going to throw on my stepdad's Camaro, but I don't think he's done that, so maybe we could snag that and build a catch can setup, because this car could definitely benefit from it. So for now, I think what I want to do is use these lines. I'll route it, and the next thing I need to do is continue on the wiring here. We did clean this up a lot, but it's still not perfect, and I would like to get this still a bit cleaner than what it is right now. And just kind of sort through this a bit. There's still some really long wires that don't need to be as long as they are, and overall, yeah, I just want to clean things up. Today I scored, though. I will show you. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's going down there. Okay, so I scored one of these plugs because that's where this is going through. So I got some grommets that will fit in there, and try to sort through this. The other thing that I have is some braided nylon that I'm going to throw on at least the wire that is routing right here that Alex ran for the relay system for the auxiliary water pump. So that is one that I want to throw on for sure, because it is on a rounded edge of the whatever it's called, heat shielding right here, but I want to make sure it's nice and safe. So I'm going to put some nylon sheathing on there. And after we get everything sorted, then I can start moving back to the fuel tank. I also have the breather filter that I picked up. I'll show you guys over here. Oh yeah, the grommets. So I picked up these little grommets over here. So I think what I'm going to do is try to cut this one down a little bit, and then the breather filter is what I was going to show you guys as well for that little piece of hose, and I believe this will just fit inside of our other piece over there. So picked up a few extras of these, which will be good to have, and yeah, just miscellaneous stuff. Also picked up a few things from Harbor Freight earlier, some Nitro and Viton or HMBR. These are Viton and HMBR O-rings. I don't trust the O-ring that I used on the fuel pressure regulator. It just wasn't a tight enough fit, so I think one of these will be a good to go fit for that. And then I did pick up these, what I want to use with the breaker that I'm going to use on the what's it called, battery terminals. The one thing that I'm a bit worried about, this is not the right gauge wiring, but I think I'll be able to stretch these enough to get enough meat on it, and then do what I need to do to get them secure, and just some bolt storage and batteries, random stuff. But all right guys, well, last thing before I gotta tidy up for the night, but just got the PCV lines all set up. They're routing back through, back to the little T-fitting. Don't know if you guys can see that, it's a little bit dark. So T-fitting back there, connecting the bottom of the throttle body like I showed you guys. Nice and clean and routed perfectly. So next thing I'm gonna do, these are the clamps for the surge tanks to the bottom of the throttle body. And I actually have a piece of silicone tubing that is a nice, pretty much like snug, perfect match for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably cut this down on the bandsaw tomorrow to get it exact, or I can probably use the X-Acto knife, to be honest. I've done this enough times now, but I only have basically one cut on each side to get it right. I have no idea what I originally bought this for. I might have bought that way back when I was buying the intercooler setup for my old C230 compressor. So most likely it's just lived on since then. But I think this will make a nice difference and just give us some assurance. These are definitely still supple, but old, and you can tell they're very compressed from being clamped, because these obviously got to get clamped pretty tight. So yeah, we'll cut these down and try to match them up on both sides, and if we can't get it perfect, then it's alright, it's worth trying, and we can always order some more of these. These are a nice rubber, so wouldn't be a problem either way. That's all I got for tonight though. It is Sunday right now. The video that's going out on Monday is a pick and pull video for the C32, and also has a little bit of updates for the CLK if you guys haven't watched that. This video you guys will be seeing on Wednesday. So between now and then, I'll try to film as much as I can, whatever progress I make on the CLK55, and include it in this video. So we'll jump to whatever that is. See you guys in a sec. Alright guys, not sure where we left off in the update for the CLK, but this is where I'm at with the surge tanks. I tried the citrus strip on them, and it did an okay job, and if I wanted to keep layering it on, probably would have got there eventually. You can see this stuff peels off pretty much by now, but it is still quite the process to try to get it off. So instead, we're going to be using this, which I found online as a pretty good powder coating release. The other reason I want to do that is because the insides of these are also pretty coated. So you can tell like where it's kind of stripped off, which is not good. So I don't want to have it like flaking off and going into the motor. So I'm going to make sure these are fully stripped inside and out. So basic principles, I'm going to pour these 4 quarts in here. I'm going to lean this tub over so it's at kind of an angle, and that way it'll keep it saturated onto one surge tank at a time pretty much. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Sorry, I was super zoomed in before, but I also wanted to say, of course, wear some gloves if you're going to be doing this, and got my eye protection on too, because this stuff, not the most crazy, but it is, you know, definitely dangerous, so you don't want to get it in your eyes or on your skin. So let me go ahead and get this saturated. Alright you guys, that is sitting in here. I coated everything really nicely, and then I'm just letting it sit in the excess. After this one is done, then we will reuse the same stuff, coat the other one, and hopefully it'll do its thing. Seems to already be getting everything off. You can see it bubbling up in some areas, so I'm gonna let this sit for a good while, and we'll come back and check on it later. Alright guys, well, didn't have much success. I mean, some, but not a whole lot. This one we got stripped all the way. It's got water sitting in it right now, so the front face is pretty much stripped. I need like a plastic brush to get the rest of it off. This one I didn't put the same stuff on today. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like trying something else. This stuff is super expensive for how much you get, so I don't think I'm even gonna bother buying more of that. I might try to just get like a gallon of aircraft stripper or something, because this is taking too long. The shops that I called today basically said they didn't want to touch them because they were worried about putting them into the dump tank with all the chemicals, because there's wheels that go in there and all this stuff, and they're worried about stuff getting inside of the, you know, chambers and then possibly getting sucked into the motor, which they're just trying to, you know, be cognizant of their behinds. I wouldn't really be worried about it because they're pretty easy to flush out. There's not really any like small cavities in them, pretty large bore inside, so not much play stuff can get stuck. So I might have to keep trying my own. Otherwise, if I find a shop that's willing to do it, I would rather just give them to somebody else right now, get them fully cleaned out without me scrubbing, putting all the elbow grease into them, and I can throw them back in the car. That said, the raw aluminum underneath still looks fine. Like you can see right there, really clean spot. It's wet right now, so it's a little bit different, but still looks good. So I'm happy running it like that versus the blue. And honestly, I was fine with the blue. It's just one side had a really big scuff on it, so it just didn't look that great. So I'd rather just keep them raw. That said though, I am late getting home, so I will catch you guys back at the garage tonight, see what we can finish up before we put this video out Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. See you in a bit. Well guys, we're losing a cool piece off the memorabilia wall, but it's for a good cause. For those that don't know, that's where the stock airbox off of the C55 was living. But like I said, going to a special cause. Quick Classics, if you guys haven't heard, we've talked about him on the channel before, but Matthew Quick builds some amazing cars, and he needed a C55 airbox and gave me a good price for it. And if it was anybody else, I would have said no because I wanted to keep it forever. But to help out somebody who is doing as much as he is for these cars and just all the cool builds he puts together, I was happy to help out. So I'm gonna put this in the back of the ML, and then we'll see what else we get into for tonight to throw into the video for tomorrow. Last you guys had just seen of me was we were still at school and trying to figure out what I was doing with the powder coating on the surge tanks. I did find a couple shops that would do it. It's like 120 bucks to have them chemically stripped. I was gonna ask them to see what it would cost to powder coat. And I was thinking like a gunmetal gray color. So let me know what you guys think. I don't want to do any like color really, other than like a gray or a black or something like that. So that's what I'm thinking. Let me know what you guys think. Gunmetal, you know, metallic-ish, not too shiny. Anyways, let's get this loaded up. All right, well, C55 box, love you. You know, I'll see you next time, I guess. I know in reality it's not going to go on back on the car, but I don't know, it's just a special piece. I know I'm not really going to get back unless I just get lucky sometime and find another one. But anyways, it's alright. It's going to a great project, good guy, and some awesome builds. So see you soon. Alright, what's going on, you guys? Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to add much to the end of this video here because I want to get this out to you guys for Wednesday, but I do have a couple updates that I didn't throw in here yet that I thought I did that I'll give you guys for now. So number one, if you guys remember, the C55 had all these little rust spots and just wasn't looking good at all. And when I started actually sanding through, I found a lot more. I'll grab the flashlight for you guys. So I went in and basically sanded down a bunch of spots, and you can still see some remnants of the rust reformer that I used. Down here I didn't hit it with the silver spray yet, so that's what it looked like after I had sanded them all down. It's got those all rust primered with our good old rusty metal primer right there. And then once I did that, up top here I hit it with a silver Toyota spray paint. Actually, it's actually a really good match. blends in super well. So basically just did that at any spot that was visible. This stuff down here, I'll either leave it as is or coat it in silver as well. But yeah, I will get this thing probably greased up with the seal, and then might even use the CRC rust protector or rust inhibitor just to keep it safe. But that's one little update. Looking good. Much happier with that than all the little rust bubbles that were there before. And then the other big update for the CLK 55, and big shout out to JT on IG. He sent over E55 fuel pumps and fuel sending units. There's 2 pairs of them, so I have kind of parts to mix and match and use the best one that I can. And we'll see what's in there. I have the Hellcat fuel pump that I told you guys about that I could just throw into the CLK 55 bucket, and then I just need to use the E55 sender at least to pressurize it at 5 bar. So we'll see what I end up doing, but that was a huge piece to get, so really appreciate him. He absolutely hooked it up, sent it all the way over from East Coast, so really cool to have that stuff now. And then shout out to SOK Casey over in Florida, sent the replacement safety clips for the injectors, because you guys know I robbed them off the C55, put them on the CLK 55, but the nuke fuel rails are not done for the C55 yet. I need to run this rail for the time being, so I needed those safety clips back again. Couldn't justify paying, $6 for each one of them brand new. So Casey pulled them off of the motor that he is using for spare parts on his 55 swap for his SOK. So you guys should definitely check that out. And then last but not least, this is a video that'll be coming up soon, but 63 Motorsports, let me pull this box down. 63 Motorsports hooked it up with gauge kit for oil pressure, billet, oil filter housing cover, and all the necessary pieces to make it work. I'll show you guys what the billet cover looks like on the C55. Alright, it's dark over here, so don't mind me, but it looks absolutely amazing, comparing especially to the stock one. It does have a tap on top of it. You can put an oil pressure gauge directly there. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit on this application. The hood won't close when that gauge is on there, but the cover, this piece, fits perfectly fine, and it makes it a lot easier. It's like the M156 ones where it has the wrenchable piece on top versus having to use the special, like, whatever it is, 36 spline wrench adapter. So yeah, super cool. So we'll be putting those on the CLK 55, and we can yeah, get it all hooked up, and I'll make a dedicated video for that, of course. Last thing I will show you guys right now, I finally got the 10mm spacers on the back of the C36, and it looks really good actually. It's like a perfect fit. It's right at the fender. Super good. So gives a nice little aggressive stance in the back now. We'll definitely do a video on this car soon. We haven't really done like a proper driving video, and it's ready now, so we'll do that soon. Anyways, I gotta head to work. I'll update you guys with whatever surge tank ideas I come up with before we end this video. And we also gotta ship out that box for Matt Quick with the C55 airbox in it. So catch you guys in a little while. I'm gonna rush. So that said, I'll go ahead and close out the video. This is kind of a hodgepodge of all kind of things, but wanted to get something out for you guys today. Last minute crunch. I will see you hopefully on Friday or Saturday at the latest, and I'm hoping it'll be with some big updates on the CLK 55 if I can get these done in time especially. So stay posted. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.